Welcome to the Hoop Threads Podcast, here with another prospect spotlight with 2026 6'5" O'Connell and Washington Warriors guard slash wing, Justin Edwards. Justin, how we feeling today?
Feeling great. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. Excited to get this done. Was good seeing you with Washington Warriors this past week. Saw you a little bit with DMV Live. I think you got some good upside. So let's get into it. Let's do the warm up first. So we'll just do some fun questions, then we'll get into the nitty gritty. What's the best sports drink out there?
Sports drink. I mean, basic and always gonna see it at 7-Eleven. Easy place to get it.
What is
Tastes
it?
great. Gatorade.
Gatorade. Okay, what flavor?
The light blue one. I forgot the name of it.
Okay, no, good call. PS5, Xbox, or PC?
PS5.
What are you playing on that?
Warzone. 2K. Madden. I'm about to get college football.
Interesting. Okay. Best basketball shoe and best non-hooping shoe.
Basketball shoes. Um, I would just say that Donovan Mitchell's. That's the only shoes I really wear now.
Okay. Non-hooping shoe?
Asics.
Asics. Interesting. Okay. What's your favorite meal? So entree, appetizer, dessert, drink, all that.
Appetizer. Um, Appetizer. I would say mozzarella sticks. And main course meal, steak and potatoes, and then drink lemonade.
Elite, elite. I like that. No, that's good. What's your favorite basketball environment to play in, AAU or high school? Like the favorite venue to play in?
Um, I would say West Potomac's gym. That was my old school. That was probably like the back gym I've ever been in. Like every seat was basically filled.
Okay, no, that's good to hear. Tell me about your first dunk.
My first dunk, it was in eighth grade. It was a all-star game. And I just dunked the ball. The crowd was wild and everything because not that many people were dunking in eighth grade in my school and stuff.
Off 2 feet, off one. What was it in transition? Lay the scene
Dude.
for me.
So it was like they kind of let me do it, but I'm still taking it. I just got it, drove down the middle, and dunked it one hand off of 2 feet. I'm a 2 foot.
Okay, okay, no, I got you. All right, so let's kind of get into the real questions here. So, how did you get started in the game? Did your family play growing up?
My older brother played, and like basically my whole family, like all the boys, basically played basketball, but not as serious, but they played it, and then they got me into it around second grade.
Oh wow, early. Okay, who do you model your game after?
I modeled it after Kawhi and Giannis.
Okay, no, those are two good ones to look at. What specifically about their game do you like?
Um, I really just like Giannis because how aggressive he is and like grabbing rebounds and going up strong, dunking the ball, and Kawhi for more of the like the more guarding me and defensive wise.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that for sure, man. Let's talk about strengths and weaknesses. I'm gonna let you self scout and you tell me about your game. What are some things that you're great at? What are some things you need to work on?
My biggest strength, I'd probably say, is my rebounding and putbacks, offensive glass, and crashing. That's probably my most best attribute. And shooting, I say I'm a pretty strong catch and shoot shooter. Not that good off the dribble yet, but I'm working on it. My mid range is pretty good. And I think I need to work on my ball handling to become more of a two guard.
Hmm. Okay, defensively, how do you feel like you can guard right now, and what do you think your upside is there too?
I guard I would say 1 through 5. No, 2 through 5. But it depends on the five though, because some teams fives, but like 2 through 4, 2 through 4.
You face up with Christian Gerdak or some of the other Eric Rebe, some of those other guys in the area. You might you might be up against it there. But no, man, I agree with the assessment. I think you're a really physical player on both ends. I think that's one of the things that I like the most as far as how hard you play, but you're really getting after it at both ends of the floor and like kind of physically dominating the game too, which is important because especially even when your jumper's not falling, or maybe when the offense isn't going the way that you want it to go, you still find ways to impact the game with rebounding, loose balls. I think defensively right now, I think you're guarding 2 through 4 pretty comfortably at the high school level. I think you can guard ones on switches, but I think staying in front of a really quick one is something that if you can develop that into your game, that'll make you really valuable at this level and at the next level. And fives are, like you said, depends on depends on the size of the guy you're going up against, but I'm sure you'd give them a run for their money for sure. Um, let's talk about the move. Talk about, West Potomac, playing there, being coached by their staff, the winning that you guys did there. Talk about what that time period in your career meant to you.
Um, I'm gonna talk about my sophomore year because freshman year, as I told you, I played junior varsity. But my sophomore year, I played the 2 and the 4, and we had a really great year. I enjoyed my team. I enjoyed the staff. Everything about the school was great, and we were a winning team. We won regionals that year, and we made it to quarterfinals and seeds.
Okay. I want you to talk about your freshman year though, because playing JV, developing, getting more playing time to develop, talk about what you learned that year.
Junior varsity, I think it prepared me pretty well to play varsity the next year. JV, I played with some of the varsity guys. Then went to varsity the next year. Like when I was a freshman, those sophomores, some of them played varsity. We had pretty good chemistry.
Got you. Yeah, no, I think that's important to also try some things that maybe, you can't get away with during the varsity game. Um, how do you prepare for each game, the day of? Do you have a routine?
Um, well, first I always start off by like eating well and drinking a lot of water that day, and being mentally prepared for it. Not focus on outside distractions, stuff like that.
Okay. Talk about some differences in the level, from playing with West Potomac to kind of your first experiences with DMV Live and going against some of the O'Connell guys in off-season workouts and practice. What have you noticed there?
I would say on the West Potomac side, every school we played would have like one or not one, two, three, four pretty good guys on the team. But on the O'Connell side, like the whole team could play, and they're all pretty good players, really well at doing what they do.
Okay. What drew you to O'Connell specifically?
I would say the exposure and playing higher competition and trying something new in general.
Okay, got you. Is there a difference in your role between AAU and high school?
Um, I would say they're pretty much the same. Both coaches expect me to do the pretty much same thing, like crash the glass, find teammates, hit shots.
Okay, no, I got you. That's good to hear. Talk about a time that you faced adversity and some tools that you used to navigate through that time.
Um, I would say, although we lost the Power Five game, I think we had a run for it where we could have won the game, but then we started letting go. But during that adversity, we came together as a team and woke up and realized we need to have some pride and not go out like pretty bad.
Hmm. No, I got you. You guys made a little run toward the end of it there. Tell me about your gym schedule. What parts of your game have you been working on the most? What do you feel like you've added since the end of the last high school season?
Um, Definitely a better jump shot, mid range, 3 points off the dribble and off the catch in my ball handling.
Okay. Who have you been working out with?
Um, with O'Connell coach to get in the gym, and I usually be there with Chris and Darius.
Okay. Okay. No, it's some good bump going against those guys every day. What do you do that makes you stand out from the competition, and how do you think you'll contribute to winning at the high school level and then at the college level beyond that?
I really think I separate myself by crashing the glass because that keeps the offense alive and keeps the team going. And also off of that crashing the glass, you get put back dunks, make the team hype, and then the whole game could change, momentum swing.
100%. And that can get you going offensively too, getting those easy looks. Tell me a part of your game that you feel like kind of flies under the radar or is undervalued.
Um, I would say my guard play a little bit, like my passing and pushing the ball out, finding people, and coast to coast like layups and dunks.
Okay. What parts of the floor, like physical spots, top of the key, elbow, wing, slot, mid-range, short corner, in the paint. What parts of the floor do you feel the most comfortable right now and the least comfortable? Some spots you need to work on a little bit more.
The most comfortable I would say is in the mid range, the wing, and the post. And I need to work on and get better at my top of the key, like using screens and stuff like that.
Hmm. Okay. I think a lot of that was stuff when it comes to screens, man, really using your pivot before you get your dribble started to either set that up, get the defense off you, or to just kind of like create that gap can go a long way in helping you use screens to get downhill and get to the spots you want to get to until you have the handle to the until you have your ball handling to the point to the level that you need to get to those spots. Rank these three in order most important to you. So one being the most important, then kind of working your way down. Game-winning assist, game-winning bucket, game-winning defensive stop.
Game winning defensive stop, number one. What was the I had this assist,
Assist or bucket.
game winning bucket two, and then assist three.
Okay. So what are some things that you yourself value? You could be on the floor or off the floor. So is it honesty, respect, leading by example, vocal leadership? What are some things that matter to you?
The leadership, vocal leadership, and like respecting everybody on the team
Okay.
and people.
Okay, got you. So we're a long ways away from this. We're not going to talk about specific schools or anything like that. But when you do get to the point where you're choosing between colleges, what kind of criteria are you going to be looking at as far as big school, small school, local, out of state, fast break type offense, a slower offense that kind of executes in the half court, works through their sets, trapping defense? Is it like a coach that really gets on you? Is it a coach that kind of lets you rock? Teams that play seven deep versus 10 or 11, kind of talk about what some of the things are that you think you and your family will be looking for when that time comes.
Well, first I would look at is like one their basketball not only their basketball program, but like their academics. I like to be an engineer. Once I'm like done with basketball and stuff, so I want to go to college for that. And I would like to go to a school where the coach gets on me because that means like they expect more out of you and they think that you're better than what you're doing at that point in time. And a team that plays fast and knows how to run their sets, so like a variety of play styles.
Oh, it's good to hear, man. I love that answer. I was about to ask you, what your plan B would be after basketball, but you kind of answered that with the engineering thing. Are one of your parents that, or like how do you get interested in that field?
It's just been a thing. Like I just been looking at for a while. Eighth and ninth grade, I took engineering, but not my sophomore year.
Okay, gotcha. Tell me about some other interests and hobbies that you have off the court. What are you doing when you're not working out or in games or in practice?
I would say I'm either hanging out with friends on the video game or just outside of basketball, or I would just like spend time with my family.
Okay. Who's the family member that you're closest to?
I'll say my dad and my brother.
Okay. Okay. Mama, we love you too. Just it's a different bond. All right, so give me some of your goals for this upcoming season.
Um, One goal I would like to have is win a WCAC.
Okay. Any other individual ones that you have?
I don't really know like what other like tournaments and stuff like that O'Connell
Okay.
participate.
We'll get there down the line. I got you. What has been your happiest moment on the basketball court to this point?
Um, Sophomore year, uh, it's a regional game. The game before you go to regional championship. We were playing Fairfax High School. My teammate Christian Morrison missed a shot, and I got a putback for the game. And that game didn't only put us in like the state championship run, but it put us in the regional championship, and that was like my first real big game winner.
Hmm. That's big time too. Talk about playing with Christian. It sounds like you guys have been close for quite some time. Talk about his game and your relationship and how it's grown.
Me and Chris been friends and teammates since like fourth, fifth grade, probably earlier than that. We had a pretty have a pretty great bond on and off the court, and I feel like the off court part really helps on the court too, knowing each other well.
Who's winning those the ones? Okay, well, we have to see how he feels about that. Um, you're from Virginia, but I think it's close enough to where's West Potomac? What city is that in?
Alexandria.
That's close enough to be DMV for sure. Okay, so what sets the area apart from other hotbeds kind of across the country?
Um, I think the that every team's just like aggressive.
Hmm.
That you play like every team's gonna be aggressive and plays hard.
Hmm. Yeah, especially from a young age too. Some of those younger, even elementary school games can get really, really competitive. All right, man. Well, really appreciate the time. Last question before we get out of here. What is your why? Why do you work so hard at the game? Why do you sacrifice so much of your time and energy towards it? Why is it so important to you? What is your why?
I really love the game, and I want to make it pro. So that's a big goal I always had was playing pro basketball somewhere, and I just want to strive for that every day and get better.
All right, man. Well, it's been great getting to know you here. Enjoyed watching you play this past weekend, and definitely going to enjoy watching you play the next 2 years at Bishop O'Connell in the WCAC. Really appreciate the time, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.